Good morning. All right, and welcome back, everybody. Back for some more on Phantom Fun Day. And just picking up where we left off last week. So, got some good work over here on the bench to do. Is those transformer rectifiers that we pulled out. So, got to pin out a connector plug and make sure we're feeding power to them right, and make sure that they actually produce 28 volts. So let's go check this out. All right, so here are our transformer rectifiers. This was the one that came back from the shop about a month or two ago. This is that left-hand one that really didn't want to come out of the airplane last week, but I had to convince it otherwise. And what the goal today is to apply power to them as a standalone test and basically isolate them from the jet to test them on their own to make sure that they are functioning properly. Now, I don't have anything, I couldn't find anything to load test them with, but what we do have is this connector plug that is the correct size, and it's the correct part actually to screw into the main connector plug. This is how these get fed AC power, either from ground power off a ground power card or the generators in the respective engines. So the goal is to now figure out what pin is on what wire, and then how it also gets hooked up here. Now, to help us with that, we have the schematic, or the one-line diagram, I should say. So right here, left and right AC transformer rectifiers, we have their main connector plugs. So we have 4P312 here, 4P313 here for left and right respectively. And the nice thing about all of these diagrams is anytime there is a connector involved, it tells you what signal is on what wire. So as we can see here, hopefully this focuses, but from top down, if in case you guys can't read it, is Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. And A, B, and C are the three phases, as I can see here, that feeds right into the transformer side. And then it does its magic inside there and spits out 28 volt DC, or at least that's the goal. Pin Delta is our neutral, and also in the jet, it's tied to the ground. So neutral is ground in the jet. So that would be this plug, and then we got phase A, B, and C. So now, just got to pin this out, and I'm going to label the wires so I can hook it up right. Hook it up to the TRs, fire up the cart, hook it up to the test bench, get power on it, and make them work. In that particular order too, I might add. Alright, let's get to work. Alrighty, test my meter. Yep, I needed. That works. Excellent. So, I am just going to go in sequence, and nice thing is every pin is lettered on each side. So over here on the plug, or I'm sorry, the socket, as well as the plug. So I'm going to go into. Okay. Stand by, I need to go find a paper clip. Alright, I'm back. Alright, so I got that hooked up to pin A, just using a short piece of wire and another one of my clip leads. So now we gotta find which one of these is pin alpha. Nope. 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 What about you? Haha! There you are. Alright, so alpha. Might as well label both sides. Alright, let's find Bravo. That's Alpha. I can move him over to the side. Nope. Aha! There we are. Bravo. There we are. It's one by one. Right. Certainly getting easier as I do this, so now I've only got 2 left to identify. Nope, that's likely Delta. There's Charlie. Charlie. Get out of the way. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this last one for sure is Delta, but I'm going to make sure. Verified. D. There we go. Alright, I don't know how well the camera is going to catch this, but each one of these posts has a little through hole on it that you can pass a wire through and then clamp it down with the set screw here. So that's the idea. So A, B, and C. I'll start with C. There we go. I think you guys get the idea, but yeah. Let's see, Bravo. There we are. Alright, so let's double check this. A to A, B to B, C to C, D to neutral. Awesome, and then I'm also going to pin it out with the meter here. Alright, so here's A. I'm just going to tap the other 3 to make sure they're not crossed at any point in the wire harness here. So A, C, and neutral. Looks good there. Alright, move over to Bravo, which is that pin. Neutral, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. See, Charlie is this guy. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, looks good, and then Delta. Charlie, Bravo, Alpha, neutral. Awesome, that's pinned out. So that was a good test. I say this plug and this harness is ready to go. So now, I've got to go fire up the NC8 and make a little noise. So, let's go do that. Alright. Got the NC8 all nice and warmed up, took her for a lap around the ramp there, and got my power cord hooked up to the test bench. So here's what I got set up and am looking for. So got the main AC plug plugged in. We pinned this out and verified everything, so the 3 phases plus neutral is coming here. Now there's a couple things that I'm looking for on this end. One, that it powers up. Here, actually, let me turn this around for you guys. There. Here we are. So what I'm looking for is, here's a little motor here, which should spin the fan. So I'm looking for this thing to power up. The cooling fan is supposed to engage, or supposed to anyway. And then over here on the DC output, positive, negative, I should see 28 volts coming out of this thing, and that'll verify that it's functional and as intended. This one is our question mark, and even though it does look slightly different on the face of it, definitely a different cooling fan, the layout is identical. It's got the same plug here, and it's got the same output terminals here. It just looks a little different because two different vendors actually built these, even though they met the right military specification as far as what these things do. So anyway, I'm looking for the same thing here. A cooling fan spins, it powers up, and I get a DC output. And if this doesn't, because I don't know for sure whether or not this thing works, but if this doesn't, then this has to go out to the rework shop. All right, so let's go fire up the NC8 and get this knocked out after we're hearing protection. There we go. All right, now that was a successful test. So both TRs are functional, and if you guys noticed that even after I shut it off, it seemed to still be producing a voltage. What that is the capacitors that are in this thing that's acting as electrical filters, so you get a nice DC output. Those are just holding the charge, and that's there's a high ohm resistor across the leads of those that are bleeding down the voltage of those slowly. So pretty normal when it comes to power supplies. So all right, that's both TRs functional. Now to put them back in the jet, well, I'll probably do a few other checks in the jet before I install them, but continuity checks and maybe make sure nothing's going to ground that's not supposed to be. So stay tuned, we'll keep going for that. All right, something else on my to-do list today is change the battery, get another battery, change the battery on this tug because it's kind of in the way. Not that the Phantom's going anywhere anytime soon, but we need this tug for something else that possibly is going on later this week. Something I will be sure to film for you guys if it happens, but can't spill the beans on that yet. But this one has a dead battery, mostly because the ignition was left on, and that battery isn't mostly dead, it's all dead. Hey, nothing we can do with it. And we already went through its pockets to look for loose change too. But yes, so I gotta get the dead battery out. We got a new battery coming, and so yeah, let's go get this done. All right, now to sneak this battery out. I'm happy that the side panels can actually come off of these things and make things easier on us, like pulling batteries or dealing with the brakes. So there's this. Now to go put it in the pile. There we go. Alright, so we got the NC8 back inside. This ran beautifully for us today. Got the new battery. Oh, excuse me. Got the new battery in on the on this tug. It starts up again, which is good. Make sure that the key is in the off position, and it is. All right, these I'm going to button back up, and let's see. I don't need these plugged in anymore. I need to get my meter back off. Come on, let go. There we are. So these I'm going to button back up and put back in there, as well as install this. So we know our 3 sources of power, well 4, because that has the battery still, which I charged the other week. So we know our power sources are good. So what I'd like to do next is put them all back in and try external power again. We know what to look for, we know where it's all going, and we know a lot of the major components are operable, including the diode that's behind this panel right there. We know that diode is working properly. So I'm gonna button things back up and continue on troubleshooting, and let's see what we get. Just another step closer. Man, what a good looking bird. Alright everybody, that's all we got for this week, especially what I can do flying solo today. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.